at White Horse Ranch, you can imagine with 16 teenage girls under one roof, there are days where there can be some drama and some conflict and issues among each other. The main way that we deal with that here at the ranch is we allow the girls to write grievances.
A grievance, you would write your name on there, write who you're filing the grievance against, and then you would kind of write out the situation of what happened. Could be myself, I had an issue with another client said something hateful. You would write down, word for word what happened. You would fold it up and you'd just go stick it in this little lock box in the front office of the ranch. And then every week on Wednesday mornings after breakfast and horse therapy, and we all sat in a circle. There were two little black box seats that you would put in the middle of the circle, and then one of the treatment staff, if not two, would be sitting in there kind of opposite sides of the circle to watch your body language. And then the person who wrote the grievance and the grievance it's on would sit on the little black boxes. The client would read their grievance. Then the treatment staff would have a chance to respond. They would pass it on to the next client and they would be able to explain their side of things, apologize. They could say, yeah, I did do that. I'm really sorry it hurt your feelings. Of course, they could, say, oh, I didn't do that, but whatever the reason was. You could also write grievances on the treatment staff. So if you had an issue with one of the staff members or they did something that you didn't like, or you missed your phone call or whatever, you could write it on them. Those weren't done in the circle with all the clients. Those were handled like staff to staff member.
Clients don't always get the resolution that they're looking for. And the main purpose of the conflict resolution group isn't to have this outcome that they're looking for. It's for the clients to have their voice heard using I feel statements during the particular situation where they felt wronged or hurt, or however it was that they felt during that time. They don't always get an apology or the resolution outcome that they're looking for, because when they graduate our program and they go out into the real world and the workforce, yelling and screaming to have their voice heard isn't going to get them anywhere, maybe even fired. So it essentially teaches them to have their voice and to use it in an appropriate way.
But grievances were always really helpful for me. If you couldn't work it out client to client, you had the opportunity to sit down with staff and kind of say, hey, this is what happened, I'm still upset about it, and then you two could work it out so there wasn't any excess tension inside the ranch. I feel like it helped me learn to process my emotions. I always had a really hard time kind of standing up for myself growing up. So it's really good to be able to sit there and have to use my words and use I feel statements and say I feel like this because you said this. So it's really good to be able to put that into context, and that's something I still use today when I'm talking to people that upset me is I feel like this, or you said this and that caused me to feel angry. So just really put a good context on how to handle my emotions and how to express my emotions without being angry in a sense. Before the ranch I was pretty angry and handled things with yelling and screaming and just not good way of handling things. So it really helped me to kind of turn my thoughts around on how to handle issues.
If you find this video interesting, I really encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll find many other helpful resources.